Okay, so here is a woman that is going around just fucking everyone, man. She can't keep one, so she decides to make a career in being a hoe. So this lady is Selena, and hide your men, ladies, she is easy to get like a flu. She also had an affair with Cardi B husband at the time offset, so sit back and listen to this shit.
Everyone has been trying to figure out Selena Powell's endgame for years, trying to understand who she is, why she does what she does, and why, despite everything, grown men with everything to lose keep handing her the exact ammunition she needs to destroy them. Critics call her a clout chaser. Her victims call her a threat. She calls herself ruthless. So
no, that was like the ruthless Selena.
That was the what?
That was like the ruthless me.
And now you think you've become a better woman?
Now like, you over, you me over.
none of these labels give us an insight into her 10-year run of destruction. And here is the thing that separates Selena from every other groupie or Instagram model who has ever had a moment of internet notoriety. She did not just have a moment of fame. She built an entire career. Not through music, not through acting, not through anything you would put on a traditional resume. She built it through access and her willingness to talk about things everyone else was embarrassed to say. Selena understood that the gossip economy would always have room for someone willing to burn everything down for views and cash.
He called Cardi's new baby a bastard. I was like, oh.
She admitted to having sexual relationships with over 60 artists. 60!
It could be easier. No. I don't know. Like, I don't know, what, like 60?
One by one, she destroyed everyone in her wake. And I'm going to tell you her story, starting with her scandal with Fetty Wap. In 2015, Fetty Wap was having the year of his life. Trap Queen had just hit number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. He was on every playlist, every radio station, and every magazine cover. The money was insane. The fame was even bigger, until he caught Selena's attention. Ooh. She found out he was coming to Denver and slid into his DMs. Captivated by her charm, he responded, and they met up. One of the nights they spent together, she stole his chain. She admitted that she grabbed the chain when she left, walked to a pawn shop the next morning, and found out it was a fake. It wasn't real gold, and didn't have any significant value, so she accepted the loss and moved on.
Ignoring me after the next
Of
day,
course.
but I saw his chain, so I thought that's why.
Hold on. God damn it, because we just talking about LA, how shiesty be, watch out. You still the chain the first night?
It was fake.
It was fake.
I found out it was fake because I took it to the pawn shop. I didn't know. I just took it to a pawn shop. I was like, yeah, this is like worth like pennies.
Still, Selena kept messaging him after that first night, thinking they were building something. She thought he was going to come back around, put her in a different position, and make her something other than, a one-night stand on the Denver leg of a tour. Unfortunately, he did what most famous men in his position do, which is nothing. He ignored her completely. That was his mistake. Because what Selena did next, out of frustration, ended up changing both of their lives. She found a used pregnancy test that her friend had taken, posted it to Instagram, tagged Fetty Wap, put some black baby emojis in the caption, and waited for reactions. Oh, and she tagged it. That was her villain.
DMing,
Right.
So I posted a screenshot. I posted a pregnancy test that my friend had just took, and I tagged him. The next day I woke up and my life just changed forever.
So that was the villain arc. So that's when you became Selena Powell.
Selena Powell was originated the next day.
So they made you that way by ignoring you after they didn't communicate no more.
She described waking up the next morning to a world that had completely transformed overnight. The Shade Room reposted the pregnancy test. Other blogs picked it up. People were talking about it everywhere. And before long, Selena had broken the internet. The thing is, Selena was not playing a long game. No, there was no grand plan. She did it because she was angry and wanted his attention. Angie! And it worked in the most chaotic way possible. Now, this is when her true colors started to show, because at the time the post blew up, Fetty Wap was in a relationship with Alexa Sky. Alexa reached out to find out what was going on. She was a woman whose relationship was being directly threatened by a lie, and she needed answers. Of course, no one knew it was a lie at the time. Selena's response was to threaten her. She told Alexa to calm down, or she would post everything all over social media. She told her to back off before things got worse, emphasizing that she was not scared of the blowback. Selena was not sympathetic to the collateral damage she was causing. Instead, she leveraged the moment for everything it was worth.
Alexis Sky at the time, and then me and Alexis Sky got into it online, and it was just a big thing. So, but then all of a sudden we started coming to me.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I'm lit now. And then
Eventually, the media confirmed that the pregnancy test belonged to her friend. But by then, Selena had already gotten what she needed: a platform, thousands of additional followers, and most importantly, a naughty reputation. People knew her name now, and they tuned in to see what she would do next. Selena took full advantage of the situation and went for a much more popular name in the entertainment industry: Offset. In 2017, Offset is riding high. Migos was one of the biggest acts in the country, and he had solo work in progress as well. On top of all that, he was building a life with Cardi B, who was pregnant with their first child. On the surface, everything was working perfectly. And then Selena, out of nowhere, posted a sonogram on Instagram and put his name on it. These past few months have been a complete mess, but I finally found enough strength to open up about what's going on. Yes, I am expecting, and yes, she's a girl. My whole life is changing, and right now, it's definitely for the better. I'm not sure what the future holds, but I hope Offset and I work this out for the sake of Karma Lee Cephas. I know you all like, this bitch has done faked hella pregnancies, but this time, there's no doubt. I can't wait to meet you, my angel. This is a 3D ultrasound of baby Zoom in Castle Rock, Colorado. In the video, my sister said, yeah, it definitely looks like it's dad, not his dad. Okay. Here's the thing about the Offset situation that most people still do not fully know. He was not even the original target. The fake pregnancy was not designed with him in mind at all. According to Selena, a close friend of hers was pregnant, and she had her own drama going on. She was dealing with a breakup. Her ex had moved on, and she wanted to make his new girlfriend's life difficult. So she found a doctor in Denver who was willing to swap the name on her friend's sonogram, replaced it with hers, and sent the altered document to her ex's new girlfriend. Fortunately for her, her ex did not care, and his new girlfriend did not react the way Selena wanted. The whole plan flopped, and Selena wasn't about to waste a perfectly good fake pregnancy storyline. So she went on FaceTime with DJ Academics, and he told her to post it. They were both cool friends at the time, but I'll get into more details about that later. Of course, when she posted it, it went viral overnight. Who would have thought? Offset and Cardi B said it was all fake because Offset didn't even know Selena. Cardi B even granted interviews talking about how the alleged relationship was smoke and mirrors.
When the Selena girl said that she was pregnant by Offset and she was showing her stomach and...
But you know when she does those videos,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
DMs the blogs.
Yeah,
They're
but
not
look,
even true.
she was showing her stomach, she even showed the baby and everything. And I was going so hard, like, it's not true, it's not true. And every single time that I kept saying it's not true, people on purpose kept saying, it's true, it's true, it's true. So it's like, I have learned from those experiences not to even address things that's going on in my home when I know the truth. Because it's like, people gonna make it worse because it's just entertaining.
Yeah.
So,
But a video started circulating around the same time showing Selena on a video call with Offset. Oh, dun dun dun. Still, people took a closer look at the sonogram and eventually discovered that it was doctored. Also, Selena's history of lying about pregnancy for a celebrity made her less credible. Without any additional physical evidence to support her claim, her story fell apart. But Selena did not stop. She went on podcasts and said she was going after Offset for child support, requesting $10,000 to $20,000 a month, and everyone she was going to get it.
Are you putting Offset on child support, bro?
yeah, I don't know how much I can get off him, but at least like 10,000.
Why would you need $10,000 to raise a 5-day-old?
Because that's what Chris Brown's baby mom gets, right? You know, she go for 20,000, so I can get the 10, right?
What would you do to $10,000? I just want to know.
Get my ass to him.
Come on, this is child support, not child support.
Selena let the story breathe for months and kept making money from the infamy that followed. And then one day, out of nowhere, she admitted that the pregnancy was completely fabricated, but she did insist that the affair was real. Again, she broke down everything, including how she picked Offset's name almost randomly from a list of possibilities. She said she had not expected anyone to believe her since she had already done the fake pregnancy scam with Fatty Wap, a couple of years earlier. Years later, she added another layer to the story, claiming that Offset's team had offered her $50,000 to end the pregnancy, a detail she had not mentioned while it was actually happening. The story seemed a little too convenient, and Selena didn't get away with this lie as easily as she got away with the previous one. In fact, her friend, Cheyenne, who had been involved in the whole scheme from the start, eventually turned on her, releasing text messages and recordings that exposed the scam. In response, Selena vandalized Cheyenne's car, blackmailed her, and threatened to send explicit photos to her family. Both ladies ended up on Vivica A. Fox's talk show to hash it out. Around this same time, No Jumper's Adam22 started giving Selena a platform, but eventually had a rethink when he realized that people may think he was actively creating a space for her to target black men in the industry. He shut the podcast down and explained the decision publicly.
To destroy black men, and it got kind of like, it got a little consistent with that, where like they have the Odell Beckham shit that they're talking about him, they're talking about.
So tell me, what exactly did they say about Odell Beckham Jr.?
Well, it wasn't even them. It was they brought on Slim Danger, who's Chief Keef's baby mama, one of Chief Keef's many baby mamas.
Yeah, I think have I met her?
Of course, Selena also had a casting with Adam22 for an adult film on Blood Talk. But that's a story for another video. The thing is, the Offset scandal didn't end in 2017 or even 2018. Years later, in January 2026, this year, the Offset chapter was reopened. Out of nowhere, Selena posted a video of herself and Offset on a bed in a hotel. Just like that, everyone realized that Selena was telling the truth about having a sexual relationship with Offset while he was still married to Cardi B. As expected, multiple podcast appearances followed. Selena said that Offset reached out to her on Instagram in the early hours of the morning, not because he wanted company, but because he needed cash. He was at the casino. He had gone through all the money he brought with him, and he asked her to bring whatever cash she had saved. She got up, counted $20,000 in hundreds, got in the car, and headed to the casino to meet him.
I did not give Offset. Offset did not be like, give me money, and I just gave it to him. He was gambling. He was down bad. He looked and said, yo, I'm down bad. Do you have cash? The bank opens at 8 a.m. It was like 4 a.m. Me personally, I have a lot of cash in my safes. I said, yes. Here's 20,000. Well, oh my God, 18,000. So I actually had a lot more, and he told me to bring it on. I said, something like a.
Where'd you get that money?
The bank.
How do you have money?
You see, it's this little called, yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't even run there.
You do not have OnlyFans?
No. I thought you were a school teacher. Yeah, my fault.
Okay.
He counted the money in the car. Then he kissed her on the lips. I want to sit with that for a second, because it tells you something important about where Offset allegedly was in this period. I mean, just years earlier, he was 1/3 of the most commercially dominant rap group in the country. And according to Selena, he was kissing her at a casino at 4 a.m. because she brought him money. She went home thinking this was the start of something real, which could actually work, especially since, Offset was now officially single. And then Christmas Eve arrived, and he texted her only to ask for more money. Selena played it cool and was patient because she wanted her original money back. She went along with it. Weeks passed, and she kept following up. He kept stalling. One day, he told her to come get the money at 1 a.m., then 3 a.m., then 4 a.m. She drove to meet him and sat in a parking lot at a gas station waiting. he sent her a screenshot claiming he was in court. But she noticed the date on the screenshot was from the day before. He had recycled an old screenshot to stall her, and when she called him out on it, he went silent and completely ghosted her that night after making her wait for hours. The next morning, while scrolling Instagram, she saw a post. Someone was showing off 4 Birkin bags, 2 watches, and a ring, and the caption said it was a gift from Offset to his girlfriend. When she confronted him about it, he said he got those bags in increments.
I got those shits months ago. Like, I've been like get everything like little at a time, blah blah blah. Like, it's not like that.
First of all, I'm very aware how Birkins go, and you can definitely buy more than one because you can get them resale from other places. You don't have to get it directly from MS. And if you are Offset and you have some people and you do buy bags, you probably could have left that with at least 2.
No, he said he got them in increments. So whatever, I'm not gonna keep fighting you because I'm not gonna keep talking about it. Where is the money? Like, what happened? He said that he won a lot of money and then he lost a lot more money. And like to give him time or whatever, but he doesn't want to stop fucking with me. He doesn't want to like, lose me.
That was the end of waiting. Selena decided to spill everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. It didn't stop with the videotape and the 20,000K debt reveal. Selena claimed that Offset had made specific threats about NFL player Stephon Diggs, Cardi B's baby's daddy. She said he told her directly that when he found Diggs, he was going to shoot him in the knee, strip him, and rob him.
If I catch Buddy, and I can catch him, it's gonna be bad. So I think she on some, man, Buddy strip, shot in the knee, all type of shit. See, I wasn't on his ass.
The fact that she added a FaceTime video of Offset making the threat added credibility to her story. As if that wasn't bad enough, she talked about how Offset called Cardi's baby by Stephon names and how Cardi had a restraining order against him.
He called Cardi's new baby a bastard. I was like,
oh.
I don't know why. How is it a bastard though? He was like, because if the babies aren't mine, that's a bastard. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, so what, you want the baby to be worse? He was like, yeah, because culture don't really the baby.
Selena didn't get any hate for revealing these secrets. In fact, some people saw her actions as a service to Cardi, with comments like, just gave Cardi the final nail in the coffin for the judge to force him to sign the divorce. A violation of a restraining order is automatic terms for emergency divorce. Cardi finna eat up Offset in court, and Selena could have spoke to Cardi instead of interviewing. She low-key telling or explaining the things he did to Cardi. This could probably help, or ... It didn't take long for the backlash to catch up with Offset, and this time, the evidence was too overwhelming for him to claim it was a lie. As the pressure built up, Offset deactivated his Instagram and X accounts rather than address the situation. He also allegedly sent Selena threatening messages in response. She immediately announced the threats to her followers and said, if anything happens to me, Offset did it. The internet rained commentary for days, and almost everyone had something to say.
Offset gets exposed for being in bed with Selena Powell. She posted all the other receipts. Offset called her back threatening to do harm to her. She posted on her IG story today that if anything happens to her, Offset did it. Ultimately, bro, Offset got to get his life together, man. We keep hearing stories like this.
People asked the obvious question, how did Offset, knowing her history, knowing what she had done to him during his marriage to Cardi, knowing her entire documented pattern of behavior, end up in this situation with Selena again? Her track record was no secret, and it was incredibly wild, especially when we add what she did to Snoop Dogg and Tory Lanez. Between 2017 and 2026, Selena didn't just sit idly by. She was making rounds with other popular black men and generating major controversies along the way. Let's talk about the situation with Snoop Dogg. Selena went on a podcast and talked about having a sexual relationship with Snoop.
Snoop gave me $20K, but that was to shut the fuck up. He did coke off my tip. I was like, oh.
Oh, damn.
He offered me and my friend, like, when we went in, and I was like, oh my god, like, this is so embarrassing. And it was me, he would take breaks and then go sniff his little, okay.
Let me be honest with you about something. When this Snoop Dogg scandal came out, a lot of people immediately dismissed it. Because the idea that Snoop Dogg, with his wife, his family, his empire, his level of fame, wisdom, and industry experience, would let himself get caught up with someone of Selena Powell's particular reputation, It all just didn't seem, it just seemed impossible. It didn't seem right. And yet, there was evidence.
Come on, baby. I got you. I want some head. Come.
Sorry, I'm like in the middle of getting ready right now.
Alright, do your thing. I'm not ready no way, so I hit you when I am ready.
When will you be ready?
Couple of hours.
And you're gonna see me?
I figured I don't be in Hollywood. I hit you when I am.
Selena admitted that she reached out to Snoop Dogg and he responded immediately. They started FaceTiming and he was really friendly and easy to talk to. As the friendship progressed, Snoop flew her out to a separate property he maintained away from his family. She described the scene in detail and gave a full story time on YouTube that went viral almost immediately. And once it was out, it was out. To Selena's credit, she didn't just wake up one day and accuse Snoop. He brought it on himself when he tried to shade her under a post she uploaded of herself and another man. Snoop Dogg said, "That's a cheap shower curtain. What hotel is that? I mean, motel." Selena replied, "The same one you took me to." Everyone watching the drama unfold couldn't understand why Snoop was engaged with Selena in online drama. I mean, if they didn't know each other or have any relationship, why did Snoop make that comment? In response, he denied everything and claimed the whole thing was a promotional stunt for a new show he was developing called Clout Chasers. According to him, Selena was just a character he was casting in a content play, not someone he had any real involvement with.
Hello, world. Shout out to the Beauty Con. Great day today. I want y'all to be on the lookout for my new TV show from executive producer Big Snoop Dogg and Dada Baker from The Bakery. This is a good one. This one is called Clout Chasers. Coming soon. New TV show for real, for real. First episode next week.
That was rather convenient. Selena, being Selena, did not accept Snoop's narrative for 1 second. She stuck with her original story, and she escalated the situation, threatening to release content on her OnlyFans related to the situation. The timing made everything worse. This was happening while Snoop was doing public appearances, accepting awards, and giving speeches about his wife. The contrast between his public family image and what Selena was describing was exactly the kind of thing that made the internet go nuclear. His wife, Shantae, responded publicly with some cryptic Instagram posts. She captioned the video, "Where did we go wrong?" And as if that wasn't obvious enough, she posted a story saying, "You ever watched somebody you love turn into someone you don't know?" She didn't call Selena's name or explain what she was going through in clear terms. So maybe it was just coincidence that she posted those messages right in the middle of the drama? Well, I guess we will never know. The thing is, the story didn't end here. Snoop allegedly went back to Selena after some months. Not for any romantic reason, but because he was in a beef with 6ix9ine and wanted access to Selena's connections in that world. But this time, he was careful. He only showed his dog on FaceTime. No face, no evidence.
Joe. Love. What?
The caption of the post was even more damning. She wrote, "I'm not in."
Okay, so let's do a summary of this hoe. You are telling me that she ran through Alexis Man and Cardi B husband and then Snoop Dogg, and then to top it off she has been with over 60 celebs, and I wonder they must be hitting it raw for her to be able to fake a pregnancy to get paid. Just saying, she made a career out of hoeing y'all.
And here, Snoop allegedly went back to Selena after some months. Not for any romantic reason, but because he was in a beef with 6ix9ine and wanted access to Selena's connections in that world. But this time, he was careful. He only showed his dog on FaceTime. No face, no evidence.
Joe. Love. What?
The caption of the post was even more damning. She wrote, "I'm not interested in teaming up with you against 6ix9ine. Stop calling me asking why I'm egging him on. And showing me your dog so I don't screenshot you was a rookie mistake. You know I stay with 2 phones. Adding fuel to the fire, 6ix9ine went out of his way to also troll Snoop Dogg after Selena posted the video.
Down, you over here rolling up your blunt? You treating her like a princess. You put an LMA on, like your wife should see this and be like, nah, you need to stop. Leave this little 6ix9ine kid alone. Like, look what you doing for Selena Powell.
Right. Hey, did you not treat Selena Powell like a princess?
No.
No?
You want to see the messages?
Maybe not right now. Not right now.
I'll show you. You know what I mean?
Well,
Matter of fact, I'll show the facts.
Pull it up.
Eventually, the matter died down, and everyone thought that would be the end of it. But trust Selena to milk every situation to the last drop. Later in 2023, she appeared on a podcast where she asked Snoop Dogg for forgiveness and still made comments about their sexual encounters.
My baby.
Yeah, I still love him. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
Aw,
He won't. He was a little.
You don't love him, girl.
I love him.
He loves
He's
his
nice.
wife though.
Okay, so she got one hand on it.
He was like maybe like
2 hands.
a little 2 hands. A little.
I hate when you can't fit 2 hands on it.
I'm not mad at that.
But
But what's that? That is.
At this point, it was clear that Selena had a script, and the script was paying heavily. It almost seemed like the more she bragged about intimate relationships with public figures, the more public figures wanted to get with her. And this was exactly how Tory Lanez got in her crosshairs. But this time, it was a different type of scandal. Now, this chapter in the Selena Powell story sounds like something you would make up to test how much nonsense people will believe. But every part of it has been confirmed by multiple sources. It all started with arguments over backstage passes. She wanted to get backstage at a show where Chris Brown was performing. She did not have the passes, so she did the thing she always does. She got leverage. Selena threatened to leak Tory's personal phone number if he didn't get her the passes.
Concert, I told Tory, I was like, it's either you give me backstage passes or I'm gonna leak your number. And he was like, bro, I'm definitely not in the mood, bro. Just come to the buses. And I was like, all right.
The problem was that Joyner Lucas was also on the same bill. And Joyner Lucas had already decided before any of this happened that Selena Powell was not welcome anywhere near the tour bus. He turned her away at the door. Aggressively, I might add.
We went to the buses and Joyner saw us, me and my friend, and then he was like, no. He was like, she is not allowed in, and kicked us out.
And you didn't even know him before, and he just knew of you to the point where he didn't even want you around?
Yeah.
Wow,
he
Joyner.
just saw me. He
That's
saw me
right.
from afar, too. Like, the buses were, like, over here, and I was
That's
over
crazy.
here.
Your reputation
I
is
was,
like
just,
that.
walking. I was just, walking, to the buses, and then here comes Joyner. He's like, get the fuck out! And, made a big scene. And I was like, I'm not even here for you. I'm here for Tory. He was like, I don't give a fuck. This is my set, and blah, blah.
For most people, that would be an awkward moment that they would process and move on from. For Selena Powell, it was a declaration of war. She recruited a group of friends and put them on a mission to get dirt on Joyner Lucas. Specifically, they worked their way to his manager's number and pressed it to Selena, who used it to climb further, getting more direct contacts, more numbers, and more access. Selena admitted that Joyner apologized to her, but she wasn't willing to let it go when she found out that he gave other public figures passes.
Joyner wrote me this long ass message apologizing to me and saying that he wants no smoke because I had his number. So I was like, okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. But then I heard that he brought academics on stage, so I was like, you just ruined your own life. So I posted all their numbers.
In the process of all of this maneuvering, Tory's number also got leaked, despite the fact that he wasn't involved in the Joyner Lucas beef. Now, Selena was on Tory's bad side, and Tory decided to retaliate by posting her phone number on his Instagram and telling his followers it was his own number, essentially pointing his entire fan base at her. Her phone exploded, but then she answered the calls and started charging for things. People thought they were reaching Tory Lanez, but they were getting Selena Powell, and she was monetizing every minute of it for months. Years passed, and Tory's own assistant, who he owed months of back pay, handed Selena his Instagram login credentials and his password. Full access for her to wreak havoc. She got into his DMs, scrolled through everything, and pulled a chain of celebrity phone numbers that she used to reach out to artists she had never had a way to contact before. By her own account, this is how she contacted with Akon, 50 Cent, and Snoop Dogg. An associate of Tori's allegedly passed along a message at some point that he had put a price on her head for $1,000.
Like Tori's like best friend or whatever, like the shooter, like he even calls me a shooter. Now I know like it's really a shooter for $1,000.
I can't believe I'm just letting you say all this shit.
I know. So anyway, I called Uno. I was like, I heard you was looking for me, and he was like, yeah, where you at? And I dropped my location. I was like, I want to see if he'll come. And I gave him the apartment number, and I left the door open. I was like, I really want to see like if he'll come. Like we're in a nice ass building. Like I don't think he'll do anything.
Good place to die.
While she acted like the threat wasn't serious, she also admitted that she was a bit scared for her safety. Eventually, she moved in with a friend in another building, hoping for a fresh start. One afternoon, she took her dog for a walk to the grocery store, came back, walked into her building, and stumbled upon Tory Lanez. Apparently, he was her neighbor. They made eye contact in the lobby, and that was it. Tory bolted upstairs immediately and came back with his girlfriend at the time, Kaylin Garcia, from Love and Hip Hop. Tory allegedly asked Kaylin to beat Selena up in the hallway. Things got physical.
Said that she basically like saw him, ran up, started barking on him, and then
she ran up to him.
Yeah, and then
like a bad
but
idea.
then the other girl is apparently she's on Love and Hip Hop. I forget her name already, but she is a girl that Joe Budden previously dated, and that's that's the one who beat up Selena. And even though Tory is named in the criminal complaint, it's not like he's actually being charged with anything, but the girl is the one that Selena is trying to sue here.
Of course, Tory would eventually find himself in legal hot water and go to prison for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. But this didn't stop Selena from telling everyone who cared to listen about her encounter with Tory. I mean, keeping secrets was never Selena's strong suit. Remember when I told you about Selena being good friends with DJ Academics? Well, they were a little more than friends. Selena admitted that they had a relationship for a while, and it was more than just
Now, Academics, I seen him like in a tape online, and his belly is really huge. It's hairy. His kind of small, and he had to stay close.
Kinda. It's so small, babe. Literally the smallest thing ever. Oh my god, so mad that I just think so.
How long were y'all together? Because y'all was like in a relationship.
Bro, he's gonna deny being with me, but like that man would literally have a heart attack if he ever saw me with anybody else.
She says she regretted ever getting involved with him because he was too clingy and possessive.
He would always call me, always text me, like always making sure I'm good. He's told me he loved me. He's in love with me. He's kissed me. We've we've cuddled.
Eventually, their relationship and collaboration climaxed, and they went their separate ways. Selena continued with her wild, sneaky link allegations, recounting encounters with NLE Choppa, Lil Meech, YBN Namir, London on the Track, Akon, 50 Cent, Neon Johnson, and even Young Thug, who she claimed was the best she ever had.
I remember good. That's why I could tell you, like,
okay, good.
Yeah, Young Thug, #1.
You Emin?
I have to give it to Selena though. Whether anyone wants to admit it or not, she's come a really long way from back in 2016 when she faced a felony charge after being arrested for being the getaway driver in a theft. She was 19 years old and was fortunate enough to end up on probation. But Selena, being Selena, violated the conditions of that probation multiple times over multiple years. By the end of 2018, she had racked up over $61,000 in outstanding bonds from her 2016 arrest. She was eventually picked up by a bounty hunter in 2022 and sentenced to 2 years in prison for violating her probation. Today, Selena is still thriving on posting naughty content about her school escapades while also facing multiple bench warrants and civil lawsuits. And that's it. Thank you for watching.